I welcome you all to today's video presentation on the FCL Accountants Tuition Center YouTube channel. In today's presentation, I'm going to discuss the linear programming, where we are going to use the graphical approach. The graphical approach is used to determine the optimum production, which will maximize the contribution and therefore the profit. Now, today's presentation is relevant to students who are studying ACCA performance measurement a subject, and also those who are doing a CIMA P2 subject. Yet again, before we get started, I want to encourage our viewers to ask questions relating to today's topic in the chat box, and all the questions will be addressed, again, depending on the availability of time. If your question is not addressed, it could be that we had overwhelming number of questions. Also, I want to encourage our viewers to make comments in the comment section. All the comments that will be raised will be taken very, very seriously, and we use them to improve our lecture delivery. So now, the purpose of linear programming is to solve problems, particularly where we have the constraints or limiting factors. So with this question here, I want us to look at the question from the beginning. We have the question here, which starts from, so that is the question from the beginning. B Foods, BF, is a small company that produces pre-cooked meals which are sold to supermarkets. BF manufactures two types of meals, the chicken supreme and the chicken tikka. Due to an outbreak of bird flu in the country where BF is based, there is limited amount of chicken available. Furthermore, no additional labor can currently be recruited due to tight labor market conditions. Maximum demand for chicken tikka is 30 batches per day. BF can sell as much chicken supreme as it can produce. The management accountant has currently formulated the following linear programming model to help identify the optimal production plan. So let X be daily output of chicken supreme batches. Let Y be daily output of chicken tikka batches. The objective function is to maximize contribution. So the objective function is very important. So we have the objective function here, which is C is equal to 50x plus 120y. So which means the objective function is to maximize contribution. So now we go to the diagram. The diagram is given. We have the diagram here. And that is the diagram. So under this diagram, we are asked to identify the points on the diagram, A, B, C, or D. Now those points, A, B, C, or D, these are in the feasible region. So the A, B, C, or D are feasible region. So the feasible region is the region where the optimum output is expected to be found. Now, the point where there is the optimum production is one which is furthest from the origin. The origin there is 0. When we have the simple contribution line, which is this one here, simple contribution line, the simple contribution line, which we call the ISO line. The ISO line is where the optimum point will be found if you move the ISO line, or rather contribution line, furthest from the origin. That is the point where the optimum production will be found. In this case, the one which is furthest from 0 is point B. And point B, I want you to understand, point B, that's where we have these lines where they intersect. Y is equal to 30, which is this line, and 2x plus 120y. So these two lines, that's where we have the limiting factor, or the binding constraints, and that's where the optimum output will be found. So now we come to explain the term shadow price. Shadow price is the price. Shadow price is the price. Shadow price is the price that is above and over the normal price of a limiting factor. So in this case, the limiting factor is labor. So shadow price is the price which is over and above the normal price. Or rather, shadow price is the increase in contribution when a scarce resource is made available. So that is the shadow price. So in short, the shadow price is the premium that management is prepared to pay for extra labor in this case. Calculate the shadow price of labor per hour for IBF. Now, before you calculate the shadow price, you need first to calculate the contribution at the optimum point, in this case B. So if Y is equal to 30, then what will be X? So here we simply substitute. That is 120. That is X plus 3Y is equal to 120. So there the formula is supposed to be the equation. The equation there is supposed to be 2x plus, this is 1, 2x plus 3y is equal to 120. So to find x, we can simply substitute. Okay? So we have now 2 x plus 3 multiplied by 30 because y is known is equal to 120. So 2x is equal to 120 less 90. Then x is equal to 30 divided by 2. X is equal to 15. So we have y is equal to 30, x is equal to 15. So we can substitute. C is equal to 15. That is 50 multiplied by 15 plus 120 multiplied by y, which is 30. So in this case, we have the total here will be 4350. That will be the total contribution. Now, to find the shadow price, since we are told that labor is a limiting factor in this case, so what happens if we made available 1 unit of scarce resource? So the formula now will be 2x plus 3y is equal to 121 because we have made a scarce resource available. The y is not a limiting factor there. It will still remain 30. Therefore, we can find x. 2x plus, there it will be 3 multiplied by 30, which will be now 121. X will be 121 less 90, which will be 31 divided by 2. And this will be 15.5. So the new contribution now will be C is equal to 50 multiplied by 15.5 plus 120 multiplied by y, which is not changing. There we have 43.75. Now remember what we said. We said shadow price is the increase in contribution when 1 unit of a scarce resource is made available. In this case, 1 unit of labor. So the difference now here is 43.75 less 43.50. Therefore, the shadow price is $25 per extra labor hour. That's what management will be prepared to pay as a premium. So we have answered the questions there, A, B, C, based on this question. For today, we can end here. Yet again, I want to encourage our new subscribers to ensure that you hit the notification button so that when the videos are available, you are notified. On behalf of FCO Accountants Tuition Center, I want to thank you all for the support that you are giving us. May the Almighty God Jehovah bless you beyond measure. Thank you.